Hello and welcome to Signs for Life. I am Pastor Nicole Martin, and today is September 3rd in the year of 2019, and it's my privilege to be here with you today. You know, I didn't post it all last week. Lots going on in the craziness of the world. Last week was the beginning of school for thousands of people, millions of people across the United States, right? Beginning of college or public school. There was all these parents who for the very first time had to drop off their little babies, moms who worried about their kids, dads who worried about if their daughters were going to be safe, moms who worried about if their boys were going to find a girl who treated them well in the midst of this place, parents who have general concern for what it means to send their kid off into this place we called school. This space of dropping your kid off at school, it reminds me of the idealized place of transition, right? Going from one part of our life to the next part of their life and all of the emotions that go along with it. Maybe it isn't starting school, but it's starting a new job, or it's moving to a new community. We go through these places of transition. I wished I had the imagination to rewrite the song Tradition from Fiddler on the Roof and call it Transition. Can't you just hear the song Transition, transition, transition? Sometimes in our life we all go through transition, right? Can't you just hear the parody that can come out of the fact that we are all going through transitions and we're going through them all of the time? Sometimes it feels like we have a day or can't have a day without some kind of transition, and we're moving through these places sometimes very rapidly, and we don't even have time to take a breath. And those transitions, those places of jumping in the middle of this shift in the swing of things, can make us feel very alone. But what I'm inviting to you very simply today is a very simple thought, that when you're feeling alone, shift the language in your head and remind yourself you are not alone. We can easily tell ourselves that in those places of transition, there is no one for us. In those places of transition, we can easily say, well, there's nothing good here. In those places of transition, we can allow the accusing thoughts to peck at ourselves and remind us that we're not good enough. But that's an accusing thought that doesn't belong. I invite you to shift that language and remember, you are not alone. There is someone who's willing to journey with you and walk with you. Maybe they're not standing in front of you immediately, but they're there. You will find them in the most unexpected places, at the most unexpected times. Maybe a phone call from a grandma, or a hey from a best friend, right? But in that time of transition where you feel isolated and alone, please don't let the accuser attack you. Just remember, you're not alone. There is life and there is light, and there is this amazing journey falling before you, opening up its arms to you, creating this space for you to enter through that transitionary period. And you're not walking it alone. From my perspective, I say you're never walking it alone, because there's a God who loves you, a God you can talk to, like he's your very best friend. You get to simply say, hey dude, this stuff's going on in my life, and I need my friend right now. You're not alone. Remember, dear Lord, as we travel through the transition as our life, every time we have accusing thoughts that choose to remind us or choose to tell us that we think we're nothing, let us have the tenacity and the courage to say no to the accusing thoughts and yes to the positives, that we're not alone, that you love us, and that there is radiance in the world for us to walk into and be wonderful, glowy people, helping and serving our neighbor. Peace be with you all on this day. Much blessings to you. Ciao, amen.